Hey guys, how's it going? I got another knife video today. This is the brand new Spyderco Techno. This is a really sweet knife, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen videos put out on this thing by other people in our little YouTube knife community that have been getting these in the last couple days and just doing quick videos on them. It's kind of funny how we all kind of get the same things at the same time, and just, I don't know, we all do the videos. It's just interesting. But anyways, this is gonna be my first impressions pretty much on the knife. I just got it in the mail today. First off, I have to say that it is just freaking awesome, and it is definitely worth the buy, in my opinion. I would categorize this knife as just being the ultimate EDC blade. It is just the perfect size for an EDC blade. It is small. You know, it's got a 2.55 inch blade with a 2.3 inch cutting surface. And overall it's just a tad under 6 inches. So I mean, it's just a nice compact sized blade. Very pocketable. You know, it clips on to your pants, and it's not a huge package. It's not very noticeable because it is also relatively light, which is another key ingredient for a awesome EDC blade. This thing comes in at 3.6 ounces, and considering the fact that it's got a massively thick 5mm blade stock and 2 titanium slabs for handles, it is pretty light. I have to say, it is a really light knife for, you know, taking into consideration what it's made of. So that's also another great thing about this thing that makes it an awesome EDC blade. So this thing is designed by a person in Europe who I'm not even going to attempt to try to pronounce his name. I think the first name is Marcin, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the last name. But anyways, that's not important. He's a European knife maker, and this is one of his custom blades that Spyderco obviously has reproduced in a production line. And honestly, to me, for some reason, I feel like this thing reminds me of a Yanzanzo blade. And no, not the Albatross. I know it obviously is similar to the Albatross because of just the materials and the stone wash and whatnot, but I feel like I've seen a Yanzanzo blade that's pretty similar to this thing. I may be mistaken, but I digress. So let's talk about the blade steel for a second. Well, it's not much to talk about because I don't really know much about the steel, but it uses Carpenter's CTS XHP blade steel, which I've heard is a very good blade steel. This is actually the first knife I've had with this steel, so I'll have to see if I'm willing to actually put this thing into use and test out that steel. But just from what I've heard, it's a pretty good steel, high quality steel. You can see here that I was lucky enough to get a collector version with the numbered blade. It's really cool. The first Spyderco I've ever had that has had that number stamp there. Also, the Spidey logo is really cool. It's actually it's similar to the ZT 560 logo. It's got that kind of 3D-ish look where it's like laser etched. It's just really cool looking. It's hard to get across here, but it's definitely noticeable in person. And on the reverse side, we have the maker's mark, which is pretty sweet. Funny enough, it is also pretty similar to Yanzanzo. Let's get his up here. They're both like claws. But anyways, as you can see, it is also made in Taichung, Taiwan, which I believe this is the first Spyderco I've had that is made in the Taiwan factory. And I have to say, they do a pretty good job. This thing is absolutely impeccable in every single way. Not a single defect that I've detected. It just seems to be very, very, very well built and put together. Fit and finish is remarkable. And this stone wash is just absolutely freaking incredible. It is just beyond description how nice and full this stone wash is, especially on the titanium. The titanium just comes across so nicely. They call it a natural finish, which is I guess just untreated with any sort of colorant or anodizing, and then just stone washed. So it's got a really nice, you know, natural look to it. And then the blade is also very nicely stone washed. So altogether, it's just a very nice package. And another great thing that I think would make this a very good EDC is the fact that it is stone washed so nicely and so deeply that you know, I think you could actually use this thing pretty heavily, and just the finish would actually hide the wear pretty well. So I think that would kind of make it easier for someone like myself to just be okay with using the knife and not wanting to use a cheaper one. So that's a pretty cool little addition to what would make this thing a great EDC knife. So let's just compare this here to the Boker Albatros, which is based off a Yenzanzo design, which I previously stated. As you can see, lengthwise, pretty similar. Albatros a little bit longer, obviously a lot taller. Blades a little bit taller. Let's get a look here. Both of these blades are actually technically supposed to be 5 millimeters, but to me it is very clear that the Albatros has got a thicker blade stock, which is fine. This one just seems more like 4 millimeters, but it still is very nice and stout and thick for this small of a knife. But that's just a little detail I picked up on when comparing these two. Anyways, you can see that this has the wire pocket clip, which is my favorite pocket clip of all time. It's just a perfect pocket clip. It's extremely minimal, and it just slips in and out of the pocket very nicely, and it is extremely deep carry, and you don't have to worry about you know, dinging up your pocket clip, scratching it, scraping it, because it's just a wire. So I mean, there's not a lot of material there to get messed up. So that's another awesome facet of this knife. Obviously, it is a frame lock, titanium frame lock. It's got a pretty nice lockup. I'll show you closely. I'd say it's about 40% or so, and it's got a nice action to it. The lock disengages nicely without sticking. You can see here we got a very cool blue blue G10 backspacer that's got this kind of gear pattern milled into it. I think that just, honestly, I think this blue backspacer is kind of what draw me into this knife so much, because it's just such a I don't know, just a nice accent. It just you know, contrasts the natural titanium and stonewash just so nicely, in my opinion. So I just really think that adds a nice artistic detail to the knife. The pocket clip is reversible, tip up only on both sides, which obviously for me is fine. A thing to note here is that the spider hole is very deeply inset into the handle here, so you don't have the typical action where you just push up on the or push this way on the hole to engage the blade, because you're basically just smacking into titanium and it's not going to do anything. So you kind of have to have a diagonal movement here in order to get the blade to come out, which is really not an issue at all. It still flings out real nicely. Really nice action. We've got some jimping up top here. It's not sharp by any means. It's really I think it's actually too soft, too rounded, but regardless, it is it's pretty effective. Somewhat. My thumb does kind of roll over it. Yeah, but not a huge deal. You do get a little bit of traction here on your palm with that blue backspacer, which is pretty nice. So I just want to show you one last comparison here with a larger knife that I'm sure a lot of you have, the Spyderco Para 2. So you can just see there really how small this thing is compared to that knife. There's a quick shot of all three of them there. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give you a look at it and give you my my first impressions of it, little mock review, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned for some more videos to come.